Mga awesome plays this week. Pabalikan. At mga NCAA pro players na pinarangalan. Aalamin. Good afternoon mga kapuso. We are back in your favorite in-between and sports and entertainment show. This is Game On and my name is Martin Javier. Nasa loob pa rin tayo ng Paco Arena Events and Sports Center dito sa lungsod ng Maynila, where we put, of course, and set up the Sports Studio of Champions for Game On. At the conclusion ng kaninang first game natin, first shocker of the season, San Sebastian beating the three-time defending champions Arellano in 3 straight sets. Mamaya po tutungo tayo sa ating second game today. But we had a week, our first week of intense volleyball in the NCAA Season 97. Napakadaming highlights na, napakaraming paluan at syempre marami ng pangalan ang nagpakilala. At this point, first week pa lang tayo dito sa ating season. Babalikan po natin yan with our awesome plays for this week. Watch this.
As we see this running attack,
Lapid denied and CSB.
Narito na ang unang edition ng Top 10 Plays sa NCAA Season 97 Women's Volleyball. At number 10, Carla Donato of the Arellano Lady Chiefs scores the first point in NCAA Volleyball in over 2 years.
Donato gets a point with that block.
A slam dunk of a start here in NCAA Season 97.
Sa number 9, Queen Bomber Dolly Versosa, maagang pasabog para sa JRU.
By the Lady Knights and a tip, kukunin nila yung una nilang offensive point para dito.
This is the experience ng isang Dolly Versosa.
Dito naman sa number 8, isang backline attack mula sa rookie open spiker ng San Sebastian na si Kat Santos.
It's gonna be one of their weapons this NCAA Season 97. A service ace coming from Santos here.
Here at number 7, Chloanne Mondoñedo sets up Jade Hentapa for the bounce ball. Goodbye!
Mondoñedo, and that's a quick for Jade Hentapa.
At number 6, rookie middle blocker Nicole Ong of Mapua raises the roof.
And look at Ong on the other side. Great reaction from Nicole Ong.
Para naman sa number 5, NCAA Power Player of the Week, Jaja Tulang, nagpakilala sa Philippine volleyball community.
Another hit from Tulang.
At number 4, Donalyn May Paralejas with a surprise southpaw spike.
Did you see that?
That was the center, you guys.
Donalyn May Paralejas.
Dito naman sa number 3, nagbabalik sa countdown ang kapitana ng AU na si Carla Donato with a specialty of the house.
Dito sa Arellano University. That's good support para sa kanilang kapitana na si Carla Donato.
Sa number 2, mula sa unang 5-set match ng torneo, Mapua captain Jonina Fernandez with a cross-court spike in the clutch.
Ball is back in the air. Fernandez gets the point.
The captain Fernandez with...
At para sa ating number 1 play, Mapua rookie setter Trixie Gohol with a game-winning drop ball.
Still can't end the match. Gohol! What a way to win!
What a decision there by the setter Gohol.
Abangan ang mga susunod na awesome plays sa mga darating na linggo dito sa NCAA Season 97.
Some awesome plays during our first week here in the NCAA Season 97 Women's Volleyball Tournament. More dito sa second week natin, syempre, maglalaro ulit yung mga teams natin. Kaya abangan nyo po yan, our awesome plays. Alright, and speaking of awesome, eto na, yung susunod na natin mga kasama, he's an awesome guy. We're gonna be talking about a little bit of basketball, mga news na talagang naka-head ngayon sa mundo ng basketball. Mr. Shoot First, Mikey Reyes will be here after the break. Kaya huwag kayong aalis. Stay tuned dito sa Game On! Nagbabalik tayo dito sa Game On, mga kapuso. Nasa loob pa rin tayo ng Paco Arena Events and Sports Center in Manila, our venue for the NCAA Season 97 Women's Volleyball Competition. Kasama niyo pa rin Martin Javier here on the show. And kahapon po, maraming ang naganap sa mundo ng basketball. Kaya yan po yung babalikan natin before we resume our volleyball action later on in the second game. Unahin natin, Golden State Warriors on top of the basketball world again. Another championship for Stephen Curry and the rest of the crew. At pagkatapos po niyan, yung Gilas Pilipinas, the young players consisting of some of the best collegiate players in the Philippines. Challenge po ang South Korea. Although falling short, that was an encouraging start to the system ni Coach Nenad for Gilas Pilipinas. And joining me in talking about that and more, nandito si Mr. Shoot First, Mikey Reyes on Game On. What's up, Mikes?
What's up, brother? Happy to be here. Every week, nagkikita tayo. Weekend,
Siyempre.
Usapang basketball tayo.
Oo. Si Mikey po, medyo adjustment period para dito kay...
Oo. Hindi kasi ako sanay sa nakikita ko nag-warm up sa likod.
Correct. Pero alam mo, si Mikey may hatid sa ating mga balita dito. Sige, Mike, sapayawan natin yung Golden State. May mga predictions early on that Boston, percentage-wise, had a higher chance at lopsided. Anong masasabi mo nung nag-champion yung Golden State? And they did it in 6 games on the road.
Well, that's the experience na dala ng Golden State Warriors because sabi nga natin, alam naman natin, 100 plus finals games combined yung Golden State as to only, wala pa nung nagsimula itong Boston Celtics. And it showed, especially in Game 6, even though Boston was trying to make a run, ang daming sagot lang talaga nitong Golden State. And 3 years out from being the bottom team in the league, a 30-team league, last place ka, 3 years out. Ngayon, sila na naman ang champion. 4 in the last 8 years.
And congratulations, Stephen Curry. Ito, in-emphasize ko, Mikes. No doubts anymore for that guy. Finals MVP, finally getting one, and a much-needed one in his career. All right, now let's talk about your boys.
Yep, amateurs natin.
Amateurs natin sa Gilas Pilipinas. They had a great start against South Korea, although they could not sustain it in the second half. But it goes to show you what kind of system that Coach Senad is imposing on this team. And in their very first game, international competition, na-apply agad nila. Masasabi mo, Dad?
And you put context into that. We didn't have a naturalized player because we all know that Ange Kwame fell to an ACL tear, a partial ACL tear. So nag-iintay pa tayo kung sino yung magiging replacement niya. Also, Dave Ildefonso was unable to play. But our boy, Renz Abando, rookie MVP ng NCAA at champion just a few weeks ago, chipped in 11 points in 10 minutes. Kaya lang, 3 foul yung bata natin kaya hindi masyado nakalaro after that. But still, like what you said, a great start for the Gilas team. And Coach Nenad, kitang-kita kagad yung adjustments na ginawa niya. Dwight Ramos was their key for Ravenna, also tumulong. So, a lot to look forward to with this Gilas team.
I want to emphasize on the performance of Renz because he is in the NCAA. 11 points in the second quarter alone with different highlights. Hindi lang po dito dumadunk yung Renz Abando.
Yung
lakas sa loob kahapon.
Yung ginawa niya sa Lasal Green Hills at saka sa Phil Oil Flying V Arena, ginawa din niya sa South Korea. So, kitang-kita yung produkto natin galing dito.
That's right. Renz Abando, that's his first game. So, bigyan natin siya ng pass dun sa 3 fouls. Siyempre, mag-a-adjust yan sa international competition. Okay, but let's talk about some of the awards na mga nakuha ng mga NCAA players natin. They're continuing to represent the league dun sa professional ranks, kung anumang liga yung lahukan nila because they've been getting awards at talagang makikita mo na talagang pag galing sa NCAA, yung galing ng NCAA lumalabas kahit saan sila magpunta.
Well, inuulit-ulit natin yan here in the NCAA. We always talk about these are the future. Itong crop of players na meron tayo dito sa NCAA, the future of Philippine basketball. And in the PBA, ang ganda nung pinakita ng mga players natin. Samboy Lim Sportsmanship Award. Samboy Lim, taga sa atin din yun.
Oo, correct.
Kevin
Veteran.
Alas ang nanalo. King Knight, a couple of years ago, well, not a couple of years ago, matanda na pala kami, but like a decade ago, si Kevin Alas, yan ang Sportsmanship Award, of course, in the PBA. Also, Rookie of the Year, although Mikey Williams did get that, and I think that was not in question what Mikey Williams brought to the table para sa Talk and Text, but Calvin Oftana made a case. He was part of the finalists and also na-injure pa si Calvin nung second conference. So imagine if he played in the second conference, mas maganda sana yung naging score niya in terms of the Rookie of the Year. But he did make the all-rookie first team. Talking about Calvin Oftana along with, of course, Mikey Williams, Joshua Monzon, Leonard Santillan, and Jamie Malonzo. Most improved player, it was given to Wami Chongson, but finalist, Robert Bolick of the San Beda, formerly of the San Beda Red Lions, and also Scotty Thompson of the Perpetual Health Altas. Talaga nagpapakita yung mga NCAA players natin. Not only that, not only on offense, but also on defense. One of the peskiest guards in the country. Produkto ng Arellano, produkto ng NCAA. Alam na natin, maraming pinasakit ng ulo yan.
Correct.
Gio Halalon made it to the all-defense first team. Kasama niya si Chris Ross, Kelly Williams, Arwin Santos, and Cliff Hodge. And this is it, yung mythical teams natin. Second team, 3 dun sa 5 galing sa NCAA, brother. 3 dun sa 5. Robert Bolick, CJ Perez, former NCAA MVP back in 2016, if I'm not, 17.
Okay.
And then, back in 2009 naman, champion Ian Sangalang. 2012 NCAA MVP. Both of those, or 3 of those guys make to the second team.
Right.
Sa first team natin, may 2 naman. Scotty Thompson and the Beast, Calvin Abueva. And the MVP of the Philippine Basketball Association, none other than our own former MVP, Scotty Thompson. And man, talagang nagpapakitang gilas yung mga players natin dito sa NCAA ngayon sa pro ranks.
Ako, Mike, balikan ko muna unahin ko na yung Calvin Oftana because I remember Calvin not having a great start with his team. He had a slow start, had to adjust for a little bit, probably until midway of that conference before he finally got the shots in, finally got the reps. And Calvin Oftana being runner-up to Mikey Williams.
It's not bad.
Given, oh my goodness. We know how Mikey Williams performed in his first season. At ngayon po, pag nakikita ko yung mga numero ni Calvin Oftana, 20 points.
He has been really
50
consistent these past 3 games.
That's
and
right.
he's actually being pegged already as the second option of the Coach Yeng Giao-led team. Ang first option nila, of course, Kevin Alas pa din. But Calvin Oftana, o silang dalawa, ano sila? Litran San Beda nagtutulungan dun sa pros ngayon. But you look at Calvin Oftana, it's the same thing as nung nasa San Beda siya. He needed the reps. He is not your typical go-to guy.
He's not.
Alam naman natin yan. He's not the type na bibigyan mo ng bola, dumiskarte ka na lang dyan. But he needed the reps. He was the 3rd pick overall in the pros. So ngayon lumalabas na yung laro ni Calvin Oftana.
And for Oftana, last season niya sa NCAA, he was the MVP and he was coming off the bench.
He was coming off the bench.
Nabanggit mo pa, you know, not a lot of plays ran through him. Parang ganon. So, he was just a system player that just happened to produce, happened to be at the right place at the right time, and consistently did it for San Beda in that particular year. I'd also like to talk about Scotty Thompson, Mike, because he got the MVP. Obviously, if you remember his last season in the NCAA, he was in tears because he was not able to carry his team to the promised land, to the Final Four. Yun pa lang yung gusto niyang marating nun. And he had Bright Akweti. He had Prince Eze on that team. I'm happy for this guy, not just for getting the MVP, but for getting multiple championships in the professional league.
Oh yeah, I think this was the last of the things he needed to really, well, obviously legend na yan as early as now, not only in the NCAA but also in the pro ranks. But Scotty Thompson being named season MVP against a lot of big names, napakalaki nito para sa resume ni Scotty. And of course, para sa atin din. Kasi tayo may sentimental dahil may emotions tayo involved with these players. So talagang invested tayo. And we are very, very proud of all the NCAA athletes, former NCAA athletes who are making a name for themselves in different leagues in the pros.
Mike's always great to have you here on the show.
Always.
There you go, Mr. Shoot First, Mikey Reyes, bringing us the latest on the world of basketball. Not just Philippine basketball, but the world of basketball here on the show. So ngayon po, dyan po nagtatapos ang ating basketball discussion. We'll go back to the volleyball action in just a little bit. Magandang laban po ito pagkatapos nung shocker kanina ng Arellano at San Sebastian. Ngayon naman po tutungo tayo sa LPU, laban ng LPU and of course San Beda. Parehong teams galing sa pagkatalo. You expect them to bounce back and of course wanting to get back on the winning track here. Ako po ang magko-cover niyan. Kasama ko po si Mr. John Vic de Guzman who's doing his second game of the season. And there you have it. Thank you so much for joining us here on the show. Ito pa rin po ang inyong paboritong sports and entertainment show. This is Game On!
We are stronger together.